Hey, it's Dougie Fresh in the flesh with my buddy Greg from KinoBody, and we're here in the Hollywood Hills. I want to ask him about fasting because check out his channel. There'll be a link below, and it has a lot of great stuff. And one of the tools he uses is just by not eating for a sustained amount of time. So tell us more about that.
Right. So it's called intermittent fasting, and the idea is to push your first meal later into the day. So instead of waking up, eating something right away, you're actually going to withhold from eating food. And I recommend people focus on pushing that first meal 6 hours upon waking. So if you get up at 7, try and go to like 1 o'clock. What that's going to do is it's going to do a lot of things. It's going to increase fat mobilization. You're going to boost growth hormone. That growth hormone is actually going to help you preserve muscle protein. If you're fasting, for a portion of the day, you're fine. There's no risk of muscle loss. It's only when you fast for an extended period of time, like 2-3 days, that you're going to have that muscle breakdown. So intermittent fasting for a short period of time is highly effective at increasing fat burning. What else is going to happen is it's going to give you this amazing freedom in your life, because now you haven't had a single calorie until 1 o'clock. Now you can fit in big delicious meals and support fat loss, lean muscle growth, and support an amazing physique. You're going to find that you're going to get really good mental clarity. Humans, we evolved to eat little during the day. We spent most of our evolution hunting and foraging during the day, and then feasting and having these triumphant feasts at night. So you're actually going to feel like you're on this warrior kind of path, because during the fasted state you actually have incredible focus, an increase in norepinephrine. You're triggering that sympathetic nervous system, and then when you eat at night you feel relaxed and recharged. That's why when we have a big dinner, we feel like chilled. We feel chilled out. You don't want to trigger that in the morning because you want to be productive.
Right.
So intermittent fasting works at giving you a ton of freedom, increasing fat burning. Having that period where you have a ton of food later in the day puts you into a temporary state of anabolism. So really, when people do intermittent fasting on my programs, the strength training, they actually lean down while building strength and muscle, because having that condensed period of eating is like a temporary state of anabolism.
Yeah, building up, anabolic steroid, you build up.
You're oscillating between the fat breakdown and like the muscle buildup. When you spread your meals throughout the day, you don't get that powerful effect.
Okay.
From my experience, so I mean, do you have any questions on that kind of thing?
Yeah, I've heard some about it in the Bulletproof book by Dave Asprey. He talks about the cognitive function part. I didn't know how much of a hormonal effect it had. But what are some other time frames?
Well, I'm gonna kind of play devil's advocate here and maybe get some flack. I'm gonna say basically why I'm not fond of the fat fasting approach, the butter and the coffee in the morning, and that's because fat actually triggers a hormone known as somatostatin, which blunts growth hormone. So people will do this fasting thing where they put in a bunch of butter, MCT oil, and so forth in their coffee, and so what it does is it actually blunts one of the most important components of fasting, which is that increase in growth hormone, which helps increase fat mobilization. Because it's important to get the fat cells into the bloodstream. You need growth hormone to do that, and it helps preserve muscle protein. So when you do fasting with Bulletproof coffee and the butter, you're actually blunting growth hormone. Secondly, the point of fasting is to give you a ton of freedom. So now you can go to dinner, you can have the steak, the potatoes, the French fries, some cheesecake, and you can actually make that work and be in a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
Which is when people see me eat, like they're blown away.
So you eat like that, right?
I eat, yeah, I know I do.
And you have the results you get.
I have the results. I stay under 10% body fat, usually under 8%. When we were at dinner, with Owen and all those guys, Mark, I mean, I had this epic steak with shrimp and like plantains and street corn, and I was going to town.
Yeah.
And that's not like an out of the ordinary day. That's just what I do typically.
Okay.
And so the problem was, if you do you put 60 grams of fat in your coffee, now you don't have that freedom. Now you've already taken in, whatever, 350, 400 calories. So you might as well just eat breakfast, because you took in the calories, which have to get offset. So the idea is not to take in calories until the afternoon. Depends how long you want to go. Listen to your body. A little really cool tip is, when you start to get hungry, don't just break your fast with a big meal. Have an apple, have a banana. That's what I usually do.
Just all you do with a banana on the Uber on the way up.
Because when I had that banana, I was actually ready to eat. I was like hungry, but
how you feel now?
I feel fine.
See?
So to keep you full for a few more hours, which makes dieting easier. Because here's what happens. One thing that triggers hunger is a drop in is actually a drop in your liver glycogen. When your liver glycogen levels get depleted, which happens pretty fast because you can only store so much glycogen in the liver, when that happens, you're going to get a trigger of hunger. So fruit is high in fructose, but actually helps replenish your liver glycogen. Yeah. You don't want to eat 10 pieces of fruit a day, because once those liver glycogen stores are full, then you have to pretty much burn the energy or it gets stored as fat. So actually having a couple pieces of fruit, just a couple in moderation during the, like at the end of that, when you break that fast, helps you go longer without eating. And then all of a sudden I have a huge meal, and then like it's just so easy to stay lean and drop fat, because I couldn't do it with it otherwise.
Seems as though like when you work out, if you don't work out and you begin taking your physical activity and fitness seriously, food tastes better, sleep is better, sex is better, what else is better, life, the air seems to be better, everything's greater. And it sounds like if you fast you get a similar effect, where food tastes better, sleep is better,
food tastes
energy
better.
is better.
Yep, the whole 9 yards, man.
Cool.
It's powerful.
And last question, how long do you recommend doing it, and what time of the day? You said nighttime, leverage the night because you're asleep.
So I mean,
what is it, like 10 hours, 15, or is that too
long? The person that really popularized intermittent fasting is Martin Burkhan, and so he said fast 16 hours a day. So let's say you want to eat your first meal at 1 o'clock, then your last meal will be at 9 o'clock. I say let go of that. You know, you don't need to be so rigid with this thing. The benefits of fasting come from pushing that first meal later into the day. Right. You don't need to break the fast the exact same time every day. You don't need to have your last meal the exact same time every day, because that's too much, that's too confined. Right. I mean, we live lives.
Yeah, be flexible. Don't judge yourself when you do break it.
Yeah, be flexible. So that's
willpower you're burning when you judge yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
No, exactly. It's a finite resource. So I actually did a lot of the different styles of intermittent fasting, and then I started to become a lot more flexible, and I got way better results. So what I would suggest, what I would impress upon you to do is do intermittent fasting, but do it with a relaxed, flexible kind of idea. Listen to your body, and if you want to have your last meal earlier that day or later, you know, do that. Because like, what happens if your last meal's at 9 o'clock, but you're out at the movies, you can't get home until 10? Like, what do? It's like, dude, just have your meal. It doesn't matter. Yeah. The idea is to make this diet, the foods you eat each day, more enjoyable, so you can eat bigger meals. Okay. So I just tell people, push your first meal, you know, minimum 4 hours after waking, ideally 6, 7, 8, and then just enjoy, hit the foods you want to hit the calories you want to hit for the rest of the day, and enjoy it. My tips as far as fasting go is, what's really helpful is black coffee, which blunts appetite, or any sort of caffeine source. So what I do is I won't have coffee right away. Your cortisol levels are naturally highest upon waking, and so you actually don't want to play around with caffeine when you first wake up. You actually want to wait about 1 to 2 to 3 hours, and then what happens is you can blunt your appetite a lot longer. If you just start slamming caffeine first thing in the morning, it's not gonna have as powerful effect. So wait 2 hours, then you drink coffee, which actually blunts appetite. Drink maybe max 2-3 cups slowly over the course of your intermittent fast, and you'll be full and satisfied the whole time. And then don't use any caffeine later in the day once you start eating, because you want to actually use caffeine strategically while you're fasting, which would be best absorbed that way. And then sparkling water, I drink a lot of San Pellegrino, Perrier. It actually helps keep you full, blunt appetite.
I noticed a lot of people do that. Mark does it, Owen does it. They have the sparkling water. Yeah. Owen's assistant, everyone does it.
It's also a good source of like, it's a good source of minerals, and there's benefits towards sparkling water. Which is cool, but also really blunts your appetite, keeps you full. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think that's good for.
Excellent. Yeah. All right, so guys, experiment that, try it out, test it out. You don't have to be rigidly committed to the exact times. Use it as a tool. Take a look at it 5 weeks later. See how you're doing, how you're feeling, the results you're getting, and let us know. Stay fresh, stay blessed. Peace. Thanks, Greg.
My pleasure, bro. My pleasure.